All right, today we're gonna a little bit of a mobile live stream, so we're kind of all over the place, but in a new spot over at my sister's, and it should be fun. We need to do some merging and pull requests, and also fix up the project a bit. We'll see. I'm gonna check it with chat here in a second. We'll get that going. Yeah, tie this in. Well, and then we'll update the project. Let's go here. And change that around. Yes. We'll see how everything sounds. And I'm just going to check the Twitch. Make sure we're okay for bitrate and everything. I am using Wi-Fi to stream, so Wi-Fi streaming is a little bit on the weird side. We'll see how that goes. Oh, Ashlyn, I saw that you did a pull request too on the utility. And I think it looked pretty good. I think some of the alpha but I can switch that. Like the code I need to go through and clean up again. So I'll probably just merge the pull request with that because we got some merges to do. So I looked at this and I probably will remove like Opera GX. I hate Opera. Like just as a company, as a browser, everything about Opera GX, I'm just like, ugh. Although I think you actually fixed that. No. Yeah. You resubmitted the pull request. Let's look at the JSON. Yeah, you killed Opera. That's just one thing. Like, there's a couple pieces of software I'm like, I can't bring myself to add. And Opera GX is one of them. So that looks good. What about the XAML file? Let's take a peek at it. Opera GX is still there, so we probably need to edit that out. Java, Nano. I'll have to look at that. Nano and NeoVim are a little bit off, but we'll fix that in the code after. And monitoring, I never even used that. I'll have to look that up. Sometimes when people add stuff to the toolbox, I'm like, you know what, I haven't used that. And then I go to look at it, I'm like, ooh, that's a cool tool. I need to actually do that. Oh, okay. Adjusting brightness levels on your monitor. That's neat. I dig that. Need to look at fixing that. Especially on my laptop. Oh, you got to do the error action with most command. That's why you try catch wasn't working. Oh, thanks B4 for letting me know. Like I said, I'm still a bit of a noob when it comes to coding, but I'm getting there. I understand like the basics of it all. Yeah. I think this one's close. The only thing you missed out of this here, I can just edit it. We don't even need to do a resubmit on the PR. If we look, we could just do a find Opera. And there's Opera GX. Oh, right there under WaterFox. And we'll go through. I think there's some things out of alphabetical order on their certain categories. And that could have just been other PRs. It still helps a lot when people do PRs for just application ads. It just makes it a lot easier for me because then it's just like, oh, well, that should just be 5 lines higher. So I still appreciate the PRs. All right, so now we don't have Opera GX. It hasn't updated over here, but that should be good. All right, that's good. We'll just approve that. I'm gonna refresh the page on the file changes. I think it'll probably still need to go through a couple checks. Doing well today, doing well. I'm a little bit out of my element. I've been just traveling so much lately. I was at LTX in Canada. Now I'm down in Austin today. So I've just been world traveling and I'm not used to any of that. I usually just stay in one spot for most of the time. All right. And you see Opera is no longer in the XAML. The Winget, this portion will actually get rebuilt. So I'm not worried about like Opera GX being in here. This whole file will get recompiled automatically. So we're good. We'll go ahead and merge this. And it's going to the test branch. You also need to pull that as well. All right, so we're good. So now we can look through that code as well. We can also look at that commit just to make sure the compile happened. Let's see on that. Let's also check out this other PR real fast as well. Add uninstall edge tweak. Okay, this is a new contributor. I haven't seen Chase Nolden before. Let's see what kind of, he's putting it to the test branch already a winner here. We have an install wim tweak.exe. Eee, what is that, binary? I'm sure it's not malicious, but at the same time, it's like, oh, closed source binary is almost like the kiss of death. I almost can't take it. Sad. Did he quote or source where this binary is from? Yes, he did. Oh, no. No, he didn't. That is the test branch. Oh, no. He forked it. What is it? Let's see. Nope. Can't take a closed source binary. Sad. I bet it's good, but I cannot replace open source CMD file with a closed source binary. I'll just put that back. Can't replace an open source CMD file with a closed binary. Because what that could do is, one, what are we going to do when we update it? Two, there's an off chance there could be something malicious in there, and since there's no code to review on the executable, I just can't. So I can't tell. I make sure it's good. So that is why we're gonna have to close it. PRs denied. Sometimes it just depends. Usually I put it in my project file. So like when we're developing, usually when I see a really good issue, I'll add it either into workshop, to do, in progress. And then as I work on it, we get it done and then we push it into done. So usually I have a whole bunch of stuff to do, and that way it kind of keeps me on task. So even if something does get closed, if it's still sitting in the project, I need to make sure, or maybe just to, as a tickler, to look back at it. Oh, okay, Harry, let's see. Let's look up 886. Let's take a peek. Since we got you in chat, we might as well look at the issue. And we'll just go 886. Look at you, you got a number and everything. All right, let's see. You're having problems with Windows tool, or the pin. Also notice the net login service is set to manual as a result of the tweaks. I have only noticed the issue on one device that used the script. Yeah, it's okay to write on a closed issue. You don't need to apologize, Alex. But I ran into the same problem running the tweak. I can't re-enable the pin. Here's what happens when setting up in Power User. Set up the pin fine. I always use local count, so that's probably why. What would that be? After loading into safe mode, I fixed it myself. First using net user administrator active. Oh, the set services to manual. I wonder, I don't know if Harry's still in chat. Let's see. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Harry. And you've obviously rebooted the system after running this. I have noticed a lot more issues popping up about setting the services to manual. I think we need to change that in here because that will be problematic. Like that here. And, oh, what is this? Oh, that's my website I was working on. Winutil. Let's make sure we're on that branch. Yeah, we're on the test branch. Okay, great. Revolver. Yeah, we need to bring back the chest. Although it does sidetrack me a bit. So for this one, let's look at our functions. And in our functions, how we're setting those tweaks. We're invoking those tweaks. I think I added that to do a service stop under the services tweaks. So we have checkbox, registry, invoke script, registry, service, set Winutil service. So if we look at set Winutil service, we probably have a stop service in here. I think for stop service, yeah, this is what's causing much of the problems. Since they need to reboot afterwards anyways, we're just gonna kill this. On a fresh install, it's kind of nice just to see it melt away at before your eyes, but invoking that stop service slows the script down, and you kind of need to reboot for a lot of those registry settings to take effect anyways. I feel like removing that from there would be a good commit. It'll just make the script go much faster, and the reboot needs to happen regardless. Removing service stops in services tweak. Let's do a commit for that. All right, so we were running into that. That should fix part of this issue, but the other thing was the pin not working from Harry earlier. 1 second. What is this thing? Okay. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, much better. Sorry, my sister had like some weird heated backrest. I was like, dude, this is Austin, Texas. It's like 110 degrees here. Whew. Much better. I like the single monitor setup. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, let's see here. It narrowed it down to these following two services: Credential Manager and CNG key oscillation. List of services stopping themselves. Log in again. Let's thumbs that up. Then the login would work. Wait, I narrow it down by keeping a list of services when using, manually stopping themselves, and then pressing win and login again. If I stopped either of the two services, then the login would not work, requiring a restart. Oh, gosh, that's perfect. So we need to do key ISO and vault services. Let's change those around and fix that in the tweak. I think we can just search key ISO, and we're going to switch that to automatic. And I don't know why the original type is manual, actually. That should be automatic. And then the other one was a vault service. Vault service. Let's add those in. And then fix pin not working for Microsoft accounts. Dude, I love GitHub. Like the people submitting stuff like that would have taken me hours to track down. Like, for real. That's just freaking awesome. All right, we'll push that to our test branch. I think we're pretty much ready to do a merge on that test branch. I feel like that's really, there's some really good stuff. I don't want to make that PR too big, merging it back to the main branch. Yeah, GitHub and the collaboration is just so good. So now we've got that in there. We should be able to fetch. I think there'll be a pull from the compile, and that should update Winutil. So with the compile, Winutil gets updated. You see the surfaces are out, and then these are switching to automatic. That's pretty good. So what we're gonna do this. We'll fix that. We'll just grab this commit number. And we'll throw commit. Nice. So let's take this and merge it into the main branch. Before we do that, we'll take one last run at it. Do a tweak run just to make sure we don't have any errors. We'll do a full recommended run of it. So we're just going to grab our raw file. Grab this guy, copy it. We'll run as admin. Hopefully I don't close this down. I have a tendency to do that. Where's that? Okay, so we're going to just do a quick test. We're going to go to tweaks, desktop tweaks. Let's just click all of that. I don't think we're going to do anything extra. Let's just run those tweaks. We'll disable that. I'm on a laptop. I do want to clean some of this stuff up too. Let's make sure. Yeah, taking out those stop service really helps things out. Oh, the message is still there. Good point. Good point. Oops. Let's fix that. I believe it's set Windows service. I don't even need this entire statement. Oh my gosh. Yeah, oops. My bad. Let's just remove that. So I was just doing right host with an if statement. Remove bloat. Remove verbose code. Let's make it sound better. I thought just putting removing code. Removing bloat code is what I wanted to put. I'm not wrong in saying that, but yeah. All right, let's push that. Thank you guys for catching that. Oh, jeez. Okay, so that's all fixed. We're gonna push that out. We're good. Anything else with that? Let's take another peek. Oh, we're still cleaning out stuff. Have I ever run disk tool on this thing? I guess I'm usually running this on my studio PC. I'll get there one of these days. Man, I really shouldn't do this on a live stream. Let's cancel that, actually. I would normally let that finish, but I'm more worried about it deleting like a, I don't know, a file or something while I'm doing this. I would not, that would not be good. Now, did we get a completion? It does not look like it's completed yet. Okay, that's good. All right, now we got tweaks finished. Gravy. Okay. That's good. It's not bad. Is there any way to remove old files from the WinSxS folder without taking ownership of the folder? I've already tried most, you know, this is a great one, Jennifer. A great question. Like, how do you remove all the old Windows bloat? I actually does it with my disk cleanup here, but I want to actually show you what that's doing. Like, if we pull up disk cleanup, you can actually go clean up system files right here, And when this launches, you can go through and the I think it's SXS. You might say that 3 times fast. You should see Windows updates in... mine's not showing it here. But I believe the update cleanup's here. But oh, there's also another method. So I'd probably run cleanup as well. But one other way to do it, I actually put it in the config folder here, is to do a reset Windows update. And I want to say there was a rebase command. If we actually look at the code, I'm just going to run that willy-nilly. But if we actually look at the code here, and where is that? Invoke Windows utility tweaks. Oh, you know what? I think I did it in the tweaks. I think it's an invoke script we used. Let's just do a find, because you got to do a rebase. A reset base, not rebase. Rebase is the Git thing. This, here, I'm going to paste it in the chat. So when you run the disk cleanup, this is actually what's happening. That's what was taking so long. So yeah, actually running the disk cleanup does that command on top of disk cleanup. So there's disk cleanup, and then on the back end, what it's doing is it's cleaning up the entire Windows image, which is the C Windows folder. And the component cleanup just gets rid of extra components. But you see this extra tag at the end, this /reset base. A lot of people don't realize what that does is it says, hey, I am now going to remove all the old updates. So you can't uninstall the updates after you do reset base, but I would say 99.99% of Windows users don't even know you can uninstall Windows updates. And most people would uninstall and then just reinstall them again because they wouldn't know how to stop the updates from happening. But that reset base basically goes back through and deletes all the uninstallers, all the extra files in the WinSxS folder. So if we look at our folder, how big is that folder? And that's where a lot of old Windows updates kind of resides. So if we look at WinSxS, still growing. Still growing. So we're at about 6 point... Oh, that's not good. Uh-oh. Oh no, we gotta do something right now, guys. This is just bad juju. Size on disk, 6.66 gigabytes. 666. Oh no. Alright, we gotta... let's run this command right now, and you can see it. That's not good. Okay. So that command will run it automatically for you, but let's get a little verbose with the output here. Let's do a reset base right now on stream. So operation completed successfully at 20. Let's run it again. That's sus. I would probably need to redo a reboot to double check that. Can't reboot now because I'm streaming, but let's see if it actually changed the Windows folder at all, because I'm curious. Did it? Let's go here. Yeah, still the same. So we probably need to do a reboot, run that command again, and do it several times to kind of finish flushing out that updates. Is our updates giving us a... It might be cleaning up on a reset as well. Typical Windows, it always wants a reboot. Yeah. That's kind of bold doing that on a live stream for sure. I should bring another like mobile PC that just does the live stream component of it, and then have the laptop that I can just tear apart on stream. That'd be great. Okay, so nice. That's done. Also, this very low disk tag, so when you're running the disk cleanup, will also kind of check almost all the options and flush most temporary files out too. So those are really good, two really good tags. I honestly recommend everyone run these. There's really, I don't think there's anything bad that really happens from any of those two commands that I can think of. Reset base, if you wanted to keep like some of the uninstallers for your Windows updates, you could remove that to be 100% sure, but I honestly would leave it both in. I like those two commands, and I'd run them on any system. All right, so that's good. We're good there. I think we can come back into Winutil. And let's create a PR and merge this onto the main branch so everyone gets these lovely updates. I've been doing a PR almost once a week, I think, on this, so it's been good. No, if you have to ask, you should switch to Windows 11. The answer is always no. There's no reason to switch to Windows 11. The only thing I'd say about Windows 11 that people like are like the start menu changes and tabs on Explorer. Which the tabs on Explorer is a bit of a double-edged sword because you do get worse performance with the tabs. They didn't do a great job with the coding on that. Could be better. Could be better, but I mean it's an arguable improvement. But yeah, overall, if you're concerned about performance, always stay on Windows 10. Stay on Windows 10 as long as you can. Which I think it's EOL end of life at 2025. So those two things. Don't you need to do a DISM online cleanup analyze component store first to analyze it? I believe it should auto analyze it. We can run that command real fast. Pop, just to show it. But whenever you do, let's just analyze it right here and see what happens. I don't believe you have to do the analyze first, though. Let's verify. Let's try it right now. So, actual supplies of component store 6.9 gigs, shared with Windows 5.7, backups and disabled features 1.13, number of reclaimable packages 0, component store recommendation cleanup no. Okay, well, so you don't get any benefit. This just is a good readout, but whenever you do the reset base command, it should go through and clean up everything anyways. But this is still a really nice command to know, so you know how beneficial running that DISM cleanup would be. Obviously, doing it isn't going to give us anything because there's 0 reclaimable packages, but a good tool to know. But yeah, you don't have to run this command first. But it's kind of nice to see the spit out. Any plans to do something about OneDrive integration for your script? Yes, Outplayed. I have to be really careful by just adding it, because uninstalling OneDrive, especially for a user that just willy-nilly clicks it and they're actually using OneDrive, it redirects your documents, your desktop files, everything to OneDrive. And when you uninstall OneDrive, it deletes all the files. So your desktop would get cleared out, your documents would get cleared out, and so on and so forth. So to add it, there has to be a script beforehand, and then using that script, it'll copy those files to their proper ones, reassociate using like symbolic links, or changing the actual system link to your desktop, to your documents, and those types of things, and then finally ending with a OneDrive uninstall. So it's not quite a brute force, just, hey, let's get rid of OneDrive. And for most people, it'd be okay, but there's still that percentage of the population that uses it and that will accidentally remove OneDrive and be like, oh no, where's all my documents? It'd be fine for them. They could just install OneDrive and then it would re-download those in a perfect world, but there's still a chance that some documents wouldn't make it back because they weren't backed up 100% to OneDrive when the uninstall happened. So considerations need to be taken. Yeah, I just installed Windows 11 and the desktop defaulted to OneDrive. Yep. So it's just tricky. And some people have OneDrive uninstalled and then they aren't signed in as account, and if you still have that redirection happening and you go to delete OneDrive, it deletes all the files. I don't know. Genius logic by Microsoft. They're just full of great ideas. But it's a thing. Do you recommend using the Ultimate Performance Power Plan? Yes, for desktops. No for laptops. Because laptops, you really care about your battery life. That will literally just drain your battery to no end. So definitely not for laptops, but definitely yes for a desktop. Most desktops, I would run the Ultimate Power or Performance Plan. Winget script. Winget. Lots of Winget. What's going on here? It does not work anymore in the case for Windows 10. Oh, okay. Worked pretty well. Works on Windows 10, 11, and that. A Winget install. Really? All right. What's this one? Calyx hosting. Still not working. Keep getting Windows. It looks like Windows 10 from the Windows decorations. So what is that? 943. All right. Dupe of 943. All right. Close that. I guess we could take a look. God bless. We'll see if this laptop dies on me. Oh, I'm taking bets. This is integrated graphics only, guys. Here, we're gonna just try for 30 days, sure. Arch Hyperland. Whoa, alright. Delete. Oh man. Alright, let's just go typical. Okay. Well, actually, let's just grab the ISO. Oh boy. I hate doing all this through Wi-Fi on a laptop. This is the stream ends, you all know what happened. Oh boy. Alrighty. Oh, this is back. They did change it on Windows 11, so you don't have to do the ISO anymore. Here's a fun fact. So you see how it doesn't give you the ISO option here because of this? Check this out. Watch this. Let's go Linux. Let's change this to Edge in Linux. Apply to active window. And then refresh. Let's find it, confirm. This is so stupid, right? Oh wait. Some users, entities, and locations are banned from using this service. What? For this reason, leveraging anonymous or location hiding technologies when connecting to the service is not generally allowed. If you believe you encountered this error, they're on to me. They found me out. Oh no. What the hell? Oh, that's too great. All right, well. Oh, we gotta cap that. That's gonna be a good one. Anywho. Let's go Linux. I bet it masks Firefox a little bit better. Firefox, active window, refresh tab. Alright, let's try that. Alright, verify me now. That one worked. 64-bit. That was a great error message. It was like, you are a big cheater. You must download our ISO tool and spend 30 minutes downloading this. Or you could just like do a user agent switcher and switch it to Linux and say, oh, no, I'm not on Windows. I'm on Linux. I'm on Linux, Microsoft. Just give me the ISO. I can't run your executable. And then they just go, here you go. That's funny. My voice is my passport, verify me. I want to switch from Linux to Windows. For real. They're like, you're not using Edge, you liar. Nobody uses Edge on Linux. We're reporting this to the authorities. And then you're like, wait, no, I'm just kidding. I got Firefox. And they're like, oh, okay, you can go ahead then. But that's exactly what just happened. Oh, man. Did you remove today's video from YouTube? I can't find it anymore. No, I should be still on there. What was today's video? Wasn't it the stream? Let's take a look. Oh, that's this one. Let's switch our account. That's TikTok. Yeah, if you're looking for all these streams after the fact, it should be on Titus Tech Talk. Oh, no. Dang, that one's doing really well. Look at that. Got fireworks and everything. Yeah. Should be there. Here, let me just go to the video. No bloat.
Let's go.
Oh, let's go over. All right. Here we go. No bloat is today. I get lost sometimes. You know me. Well, that's a lot of comments. Come back and read that. Yeah, I have my main channel and then I have my live stream channel. The live stream channel I love because I take these streams usually and chop them up. This stream's going to be pretty much unedited on that one just because I have a backing track. And since I can't record while I'm streaming due to limitations, I will probably have to leave it up in its entirety on YouTube. So people will have to get the full experience for this particular video. Yeah, I'll probably just upload it, the whole thing. I might chop it up a little bit, but not much. Fresh Windows 10 installs do not come with Winget. We'll install it. We're going to install a 22H2, and we'll give it a whirl to test this out. So we have that. Let's go ahead and make the PR while Windows 10 is downloading. I think we can go ahead and merge this one in. We'll take a look at Winget after this. Not too many people are installing Windows 10 still. Although, I still install Windows 10 quite often. Especially for like production machines. So, yeah. We're going to open up a PR for this test branch. And this one's going to have fix restore points before tweaks. Our Windows Snappy Driver Origin installer, fix the username space. So some people do a local account with a space in their username, and it was causing an error for running the Windows or the oh shutup portion of the script. There was that fix. A couple applications from Ashlyn in chat from earlier. Removing service stops and services tweaks we did at the beginning, and then also fixing the pin not working for Microsoft accounts from the services tweaks as well. And then some miscellaneous cleanup. That should be good. We're going to squash and merge. Alrighty. And then I usually just delete the branch after the merge is done. And then when we go back to the main branch, you'll see I only have the one branch now. And usually I just go ahead and create another branch with today's date. This is kind of like my new process of building out or collaborating with people. I feel like this is the way to go, really. Test, and then I usually do the year. the month, and then the day. So it's 0808. And I just create a new branch off of the main. And then I update all my projects. So if we go to the main branch, fetch it, and pull. And then we should be able to switch branches to the new one, and then we can start a whole new week of improvements. That's kind of like how I do it. So I do all the testing, get it all done. I'm like, okay, that's great. Do a PR, merge it into main, and then we're ready to go for more PRs. And that way we have it's actually really good for switching back and forth. I ran into a problem where I was having, I think my run spaces got mixed up because I ran the script a whole bunch on a stream, and then it started just the run spaces were dying and I needed to reboot because of Windows. And as soon as I relaunched the terminal window, is fine. Everything was fixed, but I created a new branch from an old snapshot and started running. I'm like, oh no, this one's broken too, and yeah. But it was neat to just be able to do that on a moment's notice. So I really like this method of kind of operating GitHub. Alrighty, I think we're done with the ISO download. We didn't have to use that janky media creation tool. You know, we could have just launched Rufus too. Although for Rufus, you kind of need like a USB drive to burn it to. So, alright. It's all good. Let's see if it crashes the stream running a virtual machine. How much memory does this machine have? Well, so please tell me it's not 16 gigs. Okay, we got 32 gigs. We're fine. Like, really stretch its legs here. Yeah, you can host your own Git repository. You can do it through a whole variety. Like I think even Synology NAS boxes have it built in for the Git tools. You can launch GitHub or GitLab instances. You can do a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of people like GitLab as an alternative. You could use Bitbucket. You could use, oh geez, there's another kind of up and coming one too. I've seen some projects use, but I'm drawing a blank right now. Let's go Win10 Pro, Chris, whatever. Yeah. Don't ask again. Disk size. How much space do we have on this? Plenty of space. 60 gigs. It's only one to give 2 gigs of memory. Okay, it's Windows. Let's give it 10 gigs. I like 10 gigs. I know I'm weird. All right, we'll get that. Processors. Well, it's one processor. Let's give it 4 cores. It's going to run a little slower. I just don't want to. With doing all the stuff I'm doing, live streaming and everything on the single integrated graphics laptop, I'm kind of like, I don't want to stretch its legs too much. And that could get odd. Gidia. That's another one. That's right. Oh, you know, a fun fact too on the Windows 10, I think if you do the the region thing that I just made a video about, I don't think it works on Windows 10. Let's try it. That'll be a fun tidbit as well. Do you use your own? Yeah, I use my own WireGuard VPN. I like streaming everything to my network. I forgot oh my gosh, I'm live streaming this to my house and then to Twitch. I forgot completely that my WireGuard was connected. Oh. Wow. That's kind of insane. So I'm going all the way to my house through WireGuard and then to Twitch. Okay. I'm surprised this is working that well then. I'm literally live streaming through a VPN. Yeah. Well, I like having access to all my resources at my house, so that's why I usually have WireGuard always active. Yeah. This is the absolute most secure stream on Twitch right here. I'm streaming with a VPN. On Wi-Fi too, nonetheless. I don't have a wired connection here. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah. That is hilarious. Don't do this. Don't try this at home. uh you know, it didn't even ask on the setup. Did I? Oh, VMware auto did it. Oh well. Yeah, it auto completed all the unattended installation. I was like, wait a second. Did I forget that? No. No, 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 no. Yeah. Introduced enough variables for it to break. Hey, but I rarely break my stream. Rarely. I want to say I've gone almost this whole year. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else. That's... We got any wood in here? That's not wood. That's wood. Okay. We had to knock on wood. That's just bad luck. A T480 and put an arch on it. Oh man. I think I have... I want to try... I was trying to flash a custom, like a Libre boot onto a T... It was an older one. But I want to say it was like a T480, but I think it was the lower end model, not the model that you want. Oh no. Okay. Well, we'll run the tool here on a fresh Windows 10 and see what it says too. Knock on wood once, twice, thrice. Before you know it, I have a severe case of OCD. Yeah, I think we all have OCD to some extent. There's some of us worse than others. Oh my gosh. I do miss my home PC. The old laptop here can be a little bit on the slow side. Yeah, at least we definitely fix the pin. We'll run the tweaks again on the Windows 10. I haven't tried it on Windows 10. So probably good to have this VM just chilling out here anyways. Harry, are you on Windows 10? Or are you on Windows 11? Yeah, this is a little bit slower, and I did call back a lot of the virtual CPUs because I didn't want to max out the laptop because it's encoding the stream. With it encoding the stream here, I'm kind of like, eesh, I don't want to stretch the legs of the laptop too much. That would be not good. Yeah, they could be using an old Windows 10 where like something before 1809, Winget won't install them before 1809. Or maybe they're using like Server 2016, which is I think that's like a 1703 base, and that one won't install Winget either. So you have to be on server, I want to say you got to be on server 2022 or above for Winget to install, and Windows 10 1809 or above, which most people should be these days. Yeah. This is the laptop. I have on the studio. I have a ton of spare VMs. I even have a template for my Windows 10, so I can just spin up a new instance uh, at a moment's notice. But this sadly is I'm on the road, hence the background and the poor camera slash audio quality. Although, you know, shockingly, for this being $100 stream setup, it does pretty good. Like, I'm actually kind of impressed with Razer. I feel like anybody could set this up and make it somewhat decent. Oh yeah. I've been playing a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3. It kind of looks like poo on the Steam Deck. So you have to run Proton Experimental, and then you got to change AMD FSR to quality. I think, was it high quality or extreme quality on the FSR? And it looks better. It runs decent. I think it runs between 30 and 40 frames, but which is fine for Baldur's Gate because it's turn-based. So yeah, but I've been playing some Baldur's Gate 3. I was thinking about pulling it up on this stream, but I don't have it loaded up on my laptop. I don't think the laptop would quite play it. Sad to say. Let's see. I think it's an AMD, or no, this is an Intel. What do we got? 12 Gen. It is an i7 12700H. So, but I don't have any external GPU or eGPU. So it's gonna be, I don't think that would play Baldur's Gate, because I know the Steam Deck relies heavily on FSR to make it even somewhat playable. And Intel, I think Intel has something kind of like FSR, but it kind of sucks. It's not nearly as good. Yeah, I haven't tried the GE. I'm pretty sure like what is it? GE 813 that it's on now. I bet that the latest GE would be good, the Glorious Eggroll Proton. Yeah, I would totally play some Baldur's Gate. Because I'm gonna be by myself tonight. I'll probably throw on some Baldur's Gate on the Steam Deck, lay down, and that'll be fun. Winget failed to install on server 2022. Okay. So maybe we do need to update that script. We could do that. Oh, dang. I mean, I love the Steam Deck. It is really a very, very good mobile gaming system. Highly recommend it to everybody. Yeah, a lot of people are running into that where they won't just ship to the country. I think Hikari Knight that's in chat every once in a while, he was having problems with it, but he's up in Norway. Yeah, I think it's almost time to do some script breaking code. Dang, only 319 bucks. I would definitely get the 64 gig model and then just replace the hard drive. Like, dude, I'm telling you, that's the way to go. Because you can get a 1 terabyte NVMe 2230 probably for about 100 bucks, maybe a little bit over 100 bucks. I think I got mine for 140. So you get the lowest tier Steam Deck, which the highest tier is only 512. You replace it with a 1 terabyte small form factor NVMe, and you will literally have one of the best Steam Decks out there. A lot of people like to go with the upper tier model for the screen because it has like an anti-glare screen. I don't really care for the anti-glare screen, to be honest with you. And if I did, I still would probably get the base model. And then there's some aftermarket screens that are even better than that have even more colors and stuff to them. So I don't know. I think you get the base model, absolute base model, and then just kind of pimp it out yourself. That's my recommendation. Oh, sorry, Alex. That sucks. Oh, no, no. Yeah, the deck's super easy to work on. Like, I'm not a hardware guy, and it took me 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. And then, I mean, if you factor in, I think I was using CloneZilla to clone my existing NVMe because I didn't want to reinstall everything. I think that was like another 30 or 45 minutes because of the slow transfer speeds through USB. But, yeah, past that, dude, it was amazing. 1 terabyte's $50 now? Get out. Dang. Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. Now you look at that. Somebody in chat was said they just did a $10 anti-glare screen protector. Yeah. That's amazing. If you really want to go all out, there is a screen replacement, which is a lot more difficult to replace. But, you know, I think it has a better RGB coverage, where I think the stock stream is only like 80% coverage, and that like gives you a full 100%. A lot of the newer screens. We're hacking the Gibson here. Yeah. Getting like EmuDeck. Gosh bless. I mean, there's so many great tweaks for the Steam Deck. Like, why someone would go like buy a Nintendo Switch, beyond me. Like, you can emulate Nintendo Switch games on the Steam Deck. Oh, please. I should probably remove that. Nintendo will find me. They will find me. I didn't say that. You should totally emulate from the Steam Deck. You can just download the new Breath of Wild. It's fine. Oh. I'm not a hardware guy, but I'm product angle. Hey, Pop, I forgot to tell you. That ended up working. So I ended up removing that and then removing the heatsink. We got it all going. And remember when the screen didn't come back on afterwards? All that needed to be done, I guess the battery discharged enough. We just plugged it in. After it being plugged in, the screen came on. Everything was fine with the laptop. It worked out great. And the thermals on that laptop are even better. It blows my mind that we had to do, it was actually not an angle grinder, it was a Dremel tool that we had to cut into one of the screws on the motherboard. I was worried about the sparks hitting the motherboard, but it ended up great. Check your walls, they're probably already there. Deck versus Ally deck, what's your opinion? Ally's better hardware. I think that's obvious with RDNA 3 compared to RDNA 2. The thing about the Steam Deck I love is you buy it because of the software, really. The hardware's nothing to write home about. It really isn't. It's just the care put into the packaging of the Steam Deck is why you go with the Steam Deck over an Ally. The Ally I would like from a hot rod perspective, but it runs Windows by default. Maybe if you're like a Destiny 2 player, which if you are, what are you doing with your life? Do you just not like money? You should you should seek help if you play Destiny 2. That's all I can tell you. But anyways, side note. But on next stream I'm playing Destiny 2. But other than a few games that don't play on the deck, I don't know. I'm kind of like, Yeah, I still would recommend the Steam Deck over the Ally. One, you can get it as low as 300 refurbed, or I think the low-end model's like around 400 brand new. I'd still think it's a better value, especially for what you're getting, and it does pretty much everything you need it to. There's only a few titles that might top out on the deck that will play on the Ally. So I still recommend the deck over the Ally. Just my 2 cents. But I think the Ally, someone will eventually port the Steam Deck over, and I think it'll be pretty the Steam OS over to the Ally, and that would be the winning combo. Once you get the Ally with the Steam Deck software, yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. I'd be all about it. Steam Deck's out of stock. eBay. Can you make a window video? Hey, Core, I'm going to do a video for you right now. Live stream. You want to bypass TPM in Windows? Are you ready for this? Super easy. Let's just launch the toolbox. I think I have. Let's go. Chris Titus. IEX, right? Uh-oh. What happened here? Hold on. Pause the video. Oh, oops, my bad. It's probably this going in the background. Whatever, we're gonna go old school. Forget that. All right, go Rufus. Video's continuing now. Rufus.ie. Okay, type that in your browser. Download Rufus. See where it says download? Just click this one, the top one. Over here, got it, launch it. You want to allow for updates? No. Then Rufus will launch. Ready? So here we go. Okay. We're going to go and select like a Windows 11 ISO. So I think we could probably... Oh, crap. I don't have a Windows 11 ISO here. But... And I don't have a device to show you. Anyways, there's a little option in here when you select the Windows 11 ISO that you can just say bypass TPM. It's built into Rufus, and you can install it right out of the gate. You just hit start, and then you load that on your computer, and you're done. Sadly, yeah, I don't have that right now. How can I know which product is fixed? I mean, I would never trust a product. You can't see the code, you can't trust the product. Well, when you're looking at hardware, you just can't trust hardware. Oh man, God, I need to do a video. This is so off-brand for me though. I don't even know where I'd release this video. And I don't know, I might get blowback too from some professional colleagues too. Anyways, it's a live stream, and if you're watching an hour and a half into the live stream, I think I'm safe here unless someone clips it and puts it on Twitter or something. I need to track this down with Wireshark, but there is telephones called Yealink phones that are made in China. And I heard through the grapevine that they do send encrypted packets that no one can read once a day back to China. That's really interesting because there was Huawei phones that you can't get here in the States anymore because of some spyware type stuff that was built into the hardware. Yealink phones are all over the States. They're great phones. But if it's sending out that encrypted packet once a day, phone at home, overseas, we probably should be able to look into that a little more. I need to do a video and do an in-depth dive with packet sniffing, but if it's an encrypted packet, which I'm pretty sure everybody's told me it was, I don't know what we can find from that other than to go, we could probably look at the size of the packets, how many packets, how often, and frequency of it. But there is some concerns from the hardware. I bring all that up because can you really trust any piece of hardware? Like, what's the, shops in the United States, like Intel and those types of things? There's a lot going on with the firmware. There's a lot of going on at the hardware level that would be very easy to snoop on, to take advantage of. Especially when you look at like out of band type stuff and remoting in. I mean, these things are kind of wild. Kind of keeps you up at night if you think about it too much, throw your tinfoil hat on. But it's real. It really is. And it is a little concerning. Probably need to take a deeper dive on some of that stuff. Anyway, yeah. I still love Yealink phones. They look cool and they work really well. But there is that. I mean, I also have a Google Pixel, so yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think Google spies at the hardware level too. I think that's true, Cub. I think you're absolutely right. Oh, anyway, yeah, that was my tutorial on the Rufus. I'm sorry, I got derailed there, but that should bypass TPM. There's a little option. We used to do it through. You could actually do it through a reg key too. You could do like a Shift F10 on startup and change that around too. Hey, we're in. Graphene OS does a great job, but if it's at a hardware level or like a firmware level, the OS isn't gonna be able to shut that down. All right, let's run our toolbox, shall we? See what we get. I think somebody was saying it's having problems with restore point and also Winget. So let's look at those two issues. So we should see the Winget install here in the background through the script. Yeah, we won't do Chocolatey, because right now Chocolatey just kind of sits in the background. I still like to have Chocolatey there, but what resolution are we in? We're in like ungodly low resolution land. All right, we'll scale that guy. So we'll just install Brave. Winget failed to install. Install Brave. Winget failed to install. Well, what do we do? Why is that failing? Let's take a peek. Before we do anything else, let's shut this guy down. Let's make a template and a snapshot. Just in case, so we have something to test against before we start tinkering. That way we can always revert back to stock settings and go, okay, let's run this again. Let's run it again. And get a good deal here. Let's snapshots, snapshot manager. So we're here, we'll take a snapshot. We're just gonna call this one stock. A stock boot. Bam. So we got our stock boot snapshot. Now we'll power it back on and we'll fix this up. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, time shift's amazing too. Yeah, we're working on a failover to chocolatey if Winget fails loop, specifically for older versions of Windows, but also sometimes chocolatey does a better job. And there's certain packages that chocolatey has that Winget doesn't. So yeah, I need to take a look at that. But yeah, that's something that's definitely on the roadmap, and we're gonna get to that this year for sure. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Close that down. This thing is slow as molasses. Let's take a look while that's booting. What does, when we're looking at our tweaks, Winget, Microsoft Edge, I believe install Winget. So right now we have this. It's grabbing it through here, installing these dependencies, and it should work. But alas, it is not. I swear I switched this over to like a curl of an independent Winget script. Well, oh, geez, look at all this nastiness. I do wonder. So on Windows 11, when you launch into the store, I want to try something real fast too, just as an idea. So the store populates here. Okay, but we're not logged in. And if we launch the toolbox again, we should get another failure. Yeah, I mean, we can get it to work on Windows 10 for sure. So we're just gonna go up, launch. Yeah, I wonder if we can break the store and still use Winget. I'm gonna try that real fast. So we'll just say no. God bless that search bar. Let's just turn that off. Turn that off. Oh, gosh. Look at all this crap. Anyways. Let's just take this. We'll maximize it. We'll take Brave, hit install. That failed. Same thing. Okay, so that's happening right there. Now, I want to see if I can break the Microsoft Store before trying to run the script independently. Just because I want to get to the point where even if the store's gone, it's going to install Winget through like NuGet. So let's go region settings, because there's that Theo Joe trick from Windows 11. But what happens? Is there a world on Windows 10? There isn't a world option in Windows 10 right there. And English world, is there an option here? There is an option here. Okay, some apps may need to be closed and reopened for formatting changes. So let's see what happens if we switch it to English world. And then we go to install or launch Winget. Okay, that's not good. Yeah. Oh, Microsoft Store. I'd love to just completely get rid of it though. And I think we can. Everything from PowerShell should work. So I'm gonna try that, and that should help things along by quite a bit. If the stream doesn't just bomb out on me from all the VMs running. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Here we go. I don't know what the locale is for English world. Probably United States, I'd imagine. But we'll find out. So now let's launch the Microsoft Store. Does it break with the new region? Nah. That's a Windows 11 thing only. If you have region set to English world in Windows 11, Microsoft won't even, Store won't even load. Yeah, anyways, cool idea. Next up on our to-do list, though, let's try running the script directly. We could change this to a curl of the Winget script. All right. God bless. All right. Let's go. All right, let's go there. And yeah, old edge screen, I tell ya. Ew, gross. We'll just grab our raw file. I could actually have right-clicked the raw and copy the link, but whatever. Alrighty. Was that? No. Oh, that's Winutil. My bad. Wanted to grab the raw file from Winget. Because I wanted to see what error it's giving. So this is what's happening here. Okay. Let's just copy link. Let's go into here. And what we're going to do is an IRM. We're going to just do the Winget. And then we're going to do an IEX. And by executing this script, it should download and execute and install Winget at the same time. So could not find file UI XAML file. That's the error we're getting. So let's refer back to that issue because that guy linked a script that looked good. So we're gonna go Winget script. He said check out this script. Let's overlook it. See exactly what he's doing. All right, checking for version. Looking for GitHub release. So he's downloading it directly from GitHub, which is probably the way to do it instead of trying to do it through NuGet. But let's see if he's interfacing. He's got to interface with NuGet, I believe. This is just grabbing all the release stuff through functions. Handler error function. Checking for errors. Checking for updates for the repo. Looking for the VC libs or Visual C++ libraries. XAML, Winget. This does look really good. I gotta tell you. I kind of dig it. All right. Let's just run it from the raw and see what we get. We'll execute that. Alrighty. Oh, it does run in Windows 11 too. Weird. Okay, so maybe it's only from install that it does that. All right, that looks like it worked. Let's just relaunch our admin PowerShell. And did Winget work? Yeah, it's there. It's good. I'm accredited on this one. Did I write a script and I don't even remember? He must have taken like a function or something from me. Let's see. See if I can spot my code in here somewhere. It's definitely not me. This is definitely not me. Maybe the UI XAML download. I remember messing around with that a little bit on one of my versions, but that's all gone now. Or maybe grab some of the Winget portion, but I don't know. I don't know what he took from me, but appreciate the accreditation. And I like that he expanded on the script that actually works. Overall, it looks like a better script, to be honest with you. So, I think I'm just going to take that whole thing because it's a good project URI. I like the notes section. I'm going to see if I can't drop that into here. I think I can pretty much just use this entire thing, which would be cool. Actually, I'm not even in my system. So, oh, it was in the changelog at the top. Let's take a look at it, because that is pretty darn cool. Oh, so this originated from PS Gallery. He probably got turned on to it. So he took the initial script from PS Gallery, much like I did on my first times I was installing Winget. So he probably heard about it from me. I don't think any of this code is mine though. Mr. Zeus optimized for reliability, major refactor, reverted UI XAML to 7.2.73 for stability. Adjusted script to fix install issues due to Winget changes. Thank you, Chris Titus Tech. Okay. I probably and then Winget changed again and then broke my script. Oh, it all comes full circle. Oh, that's great. Rename repo. You are okay. I like it. Sweet. Let's see what we got here. So install. So you can't put functions in functions though. All right. This is a bit dirty, but we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna credit him and leave all of his comments at the top. I do need to go back through and delete some of the references there for old functions in mine. I'm gonna just do a one-to-one copy to my Winget PS1. This version did reference some functions that frankly need to be deleted. I don't want my code bloating up. So let's just take a little bit of time, do some housekeeping, update environmental variables. I believe this, we're gonna just get rid of it. And we're gonna get rid of this. Let's do a search. WinUI PS1, that's fine. When we do the compile, that'll get deleted. So Winget already installed, if blah, blah, blah. If no, and I think we'll probably just launch a new one here then. Ooh, before I do that though, let's see if there was any other functions we're calling. All right, I think I set up one other one. Oh, nope. Never mind. I lied. All right. Hey, got some raiders. How's it going, guys? We are just working on getting Winget expanded on for a Windows 10 install here on our PowerShell script. Had some problems with the old way of doing it. Worked fine in Windows 11, but Windows 10 did not like the script. So we're just working on optimizing this, getting tossed in here. And I'm about to do something kind of dirty, but so be it. Can't have a winner all the time. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking I'm gonna just change it to like a curl. I did see a funny tweet the other day from the package maintainers of curl that Windows Defender started flagging curl.exe as a virus, and so did like a couple other different antiviruses out there. And the curl app dev was like, listen, that's not us. That's not on us. That's just false positive from Microsoft. Like, oh, damn, okay. Update Win 10. What is this? Program. Okay, that's fine. All right. Let's do curl. Where am I calling curl in here? Believe we were doing it on this script as well. I think we will do something very similar. So we'll take this. I could do it in an invoke script as well. We already have the function for Winget, and I feel like I'm going to come back to this anyway, so that's fine. So we'll grab our standard file here, which this should be come back here. We're going to grab Winget PS1. And this is old. This one is old, but once we merge it with the branch, it'll be fine. Even though this right now is wrong, we're going to I just created that test branch. I want to just commit it directly to main. Oh well. So we're going to grab the raw file, paste that in. Be careful not to kill my escape. Oh, well. Help if I grab the whole hazard address. Man, I hate working on a laptop. I cannot believe people do their entire work process on a laptop. It is so aggravating. All right, we're gonna call this winget.ps1. Just toss that in the environment temporary directory, and then we're gonna start the process. Winget.ps1, but for this we're gonna have to invoke PowerShell and not that. It won't know what to do with just that. So let's see. And we don't need any arguments. Could do silent, no new window, and wait probably. Let's see if we have PowerShell. I think that will be fine. And I'm just gonna check one more thing. Ah, gosh. Might add that in there as well for when we do the invoke. We could invoke a new run space. That would make it run a little faster, but at the same time, kind of want everything to be hung up by this one. So maybe we don't for the Winget. I think we're gonna just change it. So we'll. I really don't like that. And we're also going to run into a problem running that PS1 file because it's going to be restricted. So we'd have to start a new shell prompt and put it to an unrestricted or remote signed. Oh, hell's bells. No, we're not going to do any of that. Screw it. We're going to just consolidate. This is fine. Yeah. All of this is going to go. So we're just going to get rid of the curl altogether. We're going to start a new process in PowerShell. And I feel like we're not going to do if we start the process, we kind of need a new window. Maybe. We're going to go IRM, then do it like an IEX. And that should be good. When I actually first started this tool, it was really easy because all I did was take my admin scripts I've been running forever. So like when I was setting up new boxes, I would just toss a PS1 script and say, do all this, remove all this bloat, set it up properly. So then I just took an already existing thing I've already designed for years and just said, here's how I set up Windows using one PowerShell script. So that's how this all started. And then people were like, hey, what the hell? This is installing Adobe Acrobat. I don't want Adobe Acrobat. And then some other people were like, well, I don't like these changes. So then it started going, okay, how do I build a GUI on top of it? So then initially, I was just asking questions through the prompt. And then I did WinForms, and then WinForms is super ugly with like absolute positioning and no scaling. So that really sucks. So then I built out a whole XAML interface for it, and it just kind of has taken out a mind of its own, man. It really has. It's kind of wild to see that this all started just a couple years ago from a silly YouTube video of how I like automate things. I think that's pretty good though. Why is Windows so dog water? That is the question. It should be a lot better than it is. There's no reason why it shouldn't have 100% market share. They've had every advantage, other than the fact they just squandered it by doing silly things. What do you think of Mac, especially now that they're putting more focus into gaming, which might gain superiority? No, Mac will never gain gaming superiority. Hell, they don't even have 32-bit support. They threw that out with Catalina. So, like, Steam's not even on there, really. It's like a gimped version of Steam, if it even installs now. I mean, I haven't tried to game on a Mac in a long time. And you got the arcade store, so I guess if you want to play like iPad games on a Mac, sure. But actual gamers are never going to use a Mac. It's just not a thing. I know some people will point me to like a Linus Tech Tips video where they emulated a PC and then played like Grand Theft Auto or some crap. Some older title that probably could go through like several levels of compatibility layers to play a game, but Mac is never going to be competitive. Apple just can't do it. They don't have the ability. They will always fumble it. So, yeah. But yeah, you know, I think Linux has a good shot with Steam OS, and then Windows will always reign probably on top until it loses 50% market share or something. Which will it? I just don't see that happening. So I think Windows will always be on top, followed by Linux, followed by like a distant third, Mac. I just could never see that happening, man. Yeah, it still requires Rosetta, and anytime you do that, it's just not going to be a good experience. Like I said, you can play some old games. If you want to like do like World of Warcraft, some of like the really big titles will be there, but past that, nothing else. Jeez, he's calling into the show. Yeah, and last I checked on Mac, they are using Rosetta to emulate Linux, which runs Wine, which is it's like the inception of compatibility layers. This is just jank AF, man. Yeah, and there is stream gaming. Like, you can game, you know, via like GeForce Now or, you know, Shadow and there's some other options there for you. But no serious gamer ever takes those services seriously. That's just for like, hey, I really want to play this game on this piece of crap I have of like a Chromebook or a Mac or something like that. And then at that point, you're not really using the computer. It's more of like a viewpoint. So that's a good question, but it's just, yeah, there's just so much to go. And then Mac's insistence on using metal, which, screw them. Why would we use metal? Game developers aren't going to choose metal over DirectX or Vulkan. Like, what the hell are they smoking? Like, they've been drinking the Kool-Aid way too long to think metal's gonna take off in the gaming sphere. Yeah. That's just my 2 cents. Yeah, and I think they could see some success in mobile gaming too. Let's see. So that's good. Let's just do this commit. Run that off function. Change that. Switch this over. And Winget fix. Fix. Push. I think that's good. We're going to look to see if our unit tests succeed on this or not. I think I forgot something. I feel like I'm forgetting something at least. Or I'm like, I don't know. There's something there that I am missing, I feel like. So I kind of feel like the test is going to fail. We'll let our unit test go, though, and check out the test branch. If it goes, I'm going to just go ahead and push it to live. Yeah, I think a lot of people, a lot of gaming companies and stuff would never choose Apple to. There's a business side of this that nobody's even thinking of. Apple has really screwed a ton of mobile developers. And how I mean they've really screwed a lot of mobile developers is they've taken 30% of the pie for basically just having a server for them to upload their projects to, and basically had this giant overlord of a person saying, yes, you can, you can't, stay within these bounding boxes in this. And I just don't see any developer ever wanting that kind of oversight from an exterior party like Apple. That's another reason why desktop gaming will never be a thing on a Mac. Gosh, he was blowing me up. Uh-oh, I'm on a group message. And where are you? Mute button. Notifications, turn off. Okay, cool. Hey, it did succeed. All right, cool. I think we got the WinFix Git in there. Let's go ahead and I'm going to merge this directly into the branch, the main branch. I know I should probably do more testing here, but I think at this point it's just one thing really. Let's just do a compare and merge. Winget Fix. That's what we're going to call that. We're going to squash and merge from the test branch to the main. I'm going to go ahead and delete this branch. Come over to the main. We'll let these run, and then we'll do it. I haven't broke it yet. Give me time. I know some guy running on 100 gigabytes has been facing a kernel issue to what he theorizes to be some sort of memory leak that went up to 30 gigs. Wow. 30 gigs? That's kind of insane. What you up to, Jalopy? Is there any way to set your default apps without a UI? They removed part of the script and that used to be set. Yeah. You can do it. There is a PowerShell command to import a XAML file. Or no, not a XAML file. I think it's just XML. To set default apps. I had to do it on a bunch of systems in the past. Set default apps, template, PowerShell. What is it? So user choice prog ID. That's a registry setting. That's not what I want. Well, let's ask Bard. Great. Set defaults in PowerShell. Do it for me, Bard. Let's see if it spits out the right thing. Default apps module. I don't think that works. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that works. I mean, we can try it. That looks wrong to me. I don't think there's... I want to say some of these modules aren't right. And then... the template save does look right to me. Because it's issuing a new defaults template. And then it's saving that as a XAML file. Or XML file. And then you just call the set default apps. That is right, actually. So this is the one command. Actually, I think that'll work. We'll see. Yeah. That might work, guys. I mean, just a neat little tidbit. You could probably use... I think I have a miscellaneous... Let's create it real fast for you. Let's clone a new repo. I think I already had like a miscellaneous PowerShell script. Yeah, we'll just toss in PowerShell scripts. Let's create a PowerShell script today. A new one. So this one has been frustrating to no end. Let's go file. Let's open a new folder. PowerShell scripts. Yeah, I mean, if this works, well, let's not toot Bard's horn before we actually try it, though. Let's go default app template.ps1. All right. I feel like that's a little bit wordy. Let's just rename it. Default apps. So we have that. We save it out, and then we should just be able to do an import module down here. And so open PowerShell, run the following command to create the template file. That'd be hilarious if ChatGPT powered by Microsoft does a worse job than Bard powered by Google. That'd be a little bit funny. Actually, we don't need to call that. That's not there. Template needed. That would be fine. And I think we can just set that as a default right there and we should be fine. Alrighty. So we got Firefox, Microsoft Outlook, Spotify, and VLC Play. Whatever, let's just try it as is. That actually looks good. It does look very convincing, and it looks... I've said it in the past, and I do remember using a command very much like this, where you called in an XML file to set the default apps. So let's just go into PowerShell, scripts, and default apps. Okay, that was what I was unsure of. Ah, that's true. So import module. Those aren't a valid module. Yeah, I was like, I'd never seen those. This command down here, though, I remember it was something like this. So Bard completely missed and made up a bunch of properties that don't exist and tried to import a bunch of modules that don't exist. Well, all right, let's see if Bard can fix it. We'll be like invalid modules. These are invalid modules. Ah, I'm glad you caught the stream, John. Look at a class of Linux in college. All right. After that, been running testing on Linux. Debian 12 KDE with Flatpaks. Solid system. I don't think you can break Debian 12 KDE with Flatpaks. That is awesome. Yeah, Linux CLI is a dream to deal with. That is not what we're dealing with today. We're dealing with PowerShell. It is just a nightmare. Oh my. Alrighty. Does it say like apologies here? Okay, so up here, I was trying to import these and I was like, that doesn't look like a valid module. So now they're changing it to these modules. Man, that's really far off. I don't think these modules are there. I'm not gonna write all this out again. We're just gonna paste these modules in and see what happens. Oh, no. That's not, I didn't copy it. We're gonna just paste this in right here. They're not a valid module. I was like, that doesn't look like a valid module. Is it trying to do like an import module from .NET or something maybe? Frickin' AI, man. I just don't think it's capable of doing it. I still think GPT is a little bit better than Bard. Still not a valid module. Let's see if it can detect that I'm like... Okay, automation, I believe, is a valid module for .NET, but this is PowerShell. This is PowerShell. Aren't those modules for .NET? You are correct. The modules are for .NET. The correct modules are set in default apps. That's not right either. Damn it. What jobs are getting replaced by AI? That isn't... Like... That's not there. And importing those modules, those aren't valid. I already know they're not valid. And I don't do that much PowerShell work. I am not like, I should not be smarter than an AI that's been trained for a week. Yeah, okay. Well, Bard sucks. Let's see what GPT... Let's compare GPT. Why we're here. Might as well. 1 second. Go over to the screen here. Log in real fast. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. GPT. Let's see what it does. Create PowerShell script that sets default apps. So if we look, okay, they're going a different tact. What is it doing here? Sure, here's an example PowerShell script that sets default applications for specific types and protocols. No. What in the hell is it doing? mean, it could work in theory. Again, I've never coded that. Yeah. Let's see here. No, I just don't see that being a thing. So I just remember an XML file. Let's see. Yeah, import and export a default app of association. Yeah, this is how it was done through DISM. Yeah. This is the answer. I was like, I've done it before and this looks way off. I don't know what all these AI tools were thinking. I still like to try the AI tools, just mess around. If I was actually having to get the work done, I probably would have gone the traditional approach here, but yeah. So you should be able to do export of the XML like this. Well, let's go here. This is just going to toss it on my desktop. So if we go here, use DISM to export, we can open up the desktop. Desktop. And oh, where are you? User profile, desktop, my default. Okay, user profile, desktop. I'm not seeing it. Those are all just links. I guess it didn't create the XML file. Do remember using that. So it probably wasn't able to resolve that quite, but that's fine. What we can do is just take this. Ah, shoot. Let's just change that to a C. See if we can export it to there. Let's just go to C drive or the root of C drive. I'll just C. Oh, geez. I've forgotten how to go to. Oh man. C:\\, I believe. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh. So there's the default. Yeah. There we go. We got it. We're missing the \. So then we could export this out, but we could also just vim my default. Let's see what the file looks like. So here's your apps and associations. You can see it's associating like media player, photos. And what you could do is when you export this out, like I'm using Brave right here. So I could just change this. If we look at Brave, see how the app name is Brave right here? I would probably take that. Just be like, let's just VIW, yank that word. And then I probably would do like a substitute of, probably percent substitute. Microsoft Edge. Replace it with Brave. Make a G like that. And then we'll save that file out. And then what this will do, when we go to import it, using, where are you at? This, we're just gonna grab the first part. This is so backwards. Oh. Let's just go DISM import C : / my default. Goodness. I hate laptops. Just give me a regular keyboard already. So then all of the associations for Microsoft Edge are now associated with Brave. So then no matter what, if it tries to reference Microsoft Edge, it'd be like that. And this wasn't really needed to be done, but I forget who it was in chat. They were asking about setting default applications. Using DISM import default app and exporting is probably the best way to do it. And then I would just, you don't have to use Vim. You could use like VS Code and just do a global search and replace. And that way you can easily grab all of the files for all that program and then replace them with the program of your choice. And you'd be great. So Firefox, Brave, whatever you want. And I would at least make sure though that program is associated as a default for something in your system. That way you can grab the program ID. Because you saw, I just yanked the program ID from another program that was already associated as the default, which was Brave. And now all of the Edge ones was really easy to find and replace. Or just a really good way. Very, very cool. Oh no, commercial break. Thanks, Twitch. Yeah, Twitch does that. So I think it's like the automatic ads or whatever it is. Here, I'm gonna show you guys. I have it set up a little bit better, but I know for like subscribers, you don't get ads and you get VODs, which I set that up. But yeah, there's like this auto ads. Every 90 minutes, it runs ads. Just like a Twitch thing. Yeah. But I usually take all the VODs. I don't think there's any VODs on Twitch that don't eventually make it to YouTube. Usually it takes me about a week to edit these VODs down. This VOD will probably just be a straight upload, just because I don't have the separation of all the music and stuff in the background. Yeah, you have to manually run ads 3 minutes every hour. I guess I could change it to do that automatically, but I always forget. And then if you don't, then anybody finding me on Twitch just gets pegged with an entry ad, which is awful for automatically bouncing the person. Yeah, you could also try Purple Ad Blocker. I didn't say anything about this, but there is always Purple Ad Blocker, and they do a pretty good job. Or you could do a VPN to Syria or like Lebanon. Yeah, one of those countries has a really good, just terrible ad rates, and Twitch can't find any advertisers to advertise in them. So if you VPN to one of those countries and then watch me on Twitch, you get no ads because there's no ads to serve. Fun life hack. Poland, yeah. And Poland has pretty good internet too. So that would be a good one to VPN in. Russia. Well, if you can make it in and out of Russia, I don't know. I love it. But yeah, I always love ways, for whatever way you find to get around ads. I mean, I don't know. It'd break the bank for me. How much do we make on ads this past month? Let's see. What do we get? How much on that? We got $210 this last month. We got $35 from ads. I'm gonna go eat me a nice No, that's not quite a steak dinner. Yeah. So yeah, don't ever feel bad about blocking ads. If you can get around it, go for it, is what I say. Oh, and we need to check our tool. So we did our default ads. I kind of got sidetracked there, but let's, oops, power off. Let's run this real fast just to make sure our commit went through. How do you change PowerShell in PowerShell 7 when you right click on the start button? You don't. I believe it defaults to PowerShell Core, I believe is what they call it. It's like a version 5. So this right here, Windows 11, everything can be set through Windows Terminal. So everything launches in a terminal and then you can specify through your defaults. This is one of the downsides to Windows 10, and one thing I do like about 11, you know, usually I'm crapping on 11, but I really like the fact you can set all your defaults, and I could even set it by default to run administration. And I believe on startup, you can specify PowerShell 7, which is like what I like to run. You could specify PowerShell Core, which is I think like version 5 basically of PowerShell. And you just set it all up and you're good to go. So I dig this part of it. The default terminal application always changes this from con host or console host to Windows Terminal as well. By default, Windows 10 uses console host. They have terminal, but it doesn't ever default to it. And then it defaults to PowerShell Core up here, which is like a PowerShell 5. I try to do commands that work in both, but there's certain things that don't quite translate. And then I'm, got to do stuff. What is that? There's a search bar now. Oh, lordy. Okay. So, oh, wait. We already installed Winget. Let's shut this down. I forgot to switch over the snapshot. 1 second. Hey, what's up, HGH? Ah, John's doing VPN jumping, or you could do multiple VPN tunnels. So you have a big tunnel. Let's say you use like ExpressVPN or something like that, or Nord, whatever big VPN manufacturer, and then you toss another VPN into it. You can actually do that multiple times. I don't think I recommend it per se, but it does technically work. And I could see that breaking ads because they won't know where the traffic's from, or it changes your location. No. Oh, okay, yeah. The old, thank you for the correction there, BEJ. The built-in PowerShell is using the old .NET, where PowerShell 7 Plus is using .NET Core. Thank you. Yeah, that's the difference. I remember people referring it to a core. I flip-flopped them. All right, what do we got? So we will launch admin. We'll verify there's no Winget. Winget. You can see there's no Winget. Now if we do an IRM, christitus.com, IEX, hopefully this grabs. Or this whole stream was for naught. Well, we did do other ones too, so we'll say no. Okay. Gravy. Let's fix that. Let's just grab Brave. This should launch our Winget scripts. And let's see what we get. Yeah, I am running this stream through a VPN, which is kind of nuts. I didn't mean to. Probably shouldn't have done that, but whatever. John, thanks for the tier 1, man. All right, so now it does look like that succeeded. And we probably will have to relaunch, but let's go ahead and try and force it through. I imagine that'll fail. No. Did not. Oh, we're in business. All right. That looks to have done it. So that fixes Winget for Windows 10, and then most of the servers. I think server 2022 should be okay now. All right. The Twitch god smiled upon me. That's funny. That's actually the first person I think that said they got recommended by Twitch. Well, I am a Twitch partner, which I did for the transcoding. Because I wanted people that are like watching me on a phone to be able to get like lower res transcode. So if you're in a worse area and you want to stream it in like 140p in your car or something, you could join the stream mobile without it cutting out. Because they sometimes jip the affiliates. So I'm like, sweet. Look at that. And there's Brave. Hot dog. All right, great. So we fixed it. Awesome sauce. Ah, good to hear, HGH. Yeah, I know there's... I recently revamped Winget, so this new new commit we just did should have fixed a lot of the Winget issues. Hopefully for good this time, until Microsoft changes something yet again. They always have a tendency of doing that. So let's clear out our issues. And we'll just look at, what was this last commit? Where are you at? Commit. We'll just grab that commit. And we'll go into the utility. Closed a couple issues at least. Add polymc. Tool not detecting. Okay, I need to look at that. Winget script. Fixed in commit. Bam. Closing issues. Those were some big issues today that we really took care of. I really want to fix some of the verbiage and how the tool does. Maybe on the next stream I'll do that. Isn't that how that's like a normal stream of mine? Jennifer, just cut off my Spanx. I remember, I think me and my wife were out somewhere and she was wearing Spanx, and we were walking and she was like, her face started turning like purple or something. I think she got like a size too small. It was just like sucking her will to live and just like suffocating her. And she's like, I'll be back. She had to get out of it and just throw him away. Oh, it was hilarious. I was dying. Oh, what do we got here? ACC switcher. A super fast account switcher for Steam, Battle.net, Epic Games, Origin, Riot Launcher. Oh, that's pretty cool. Got over 1,000 stars. Let's start. I might come back to it. Simple. It swaps out files and registry values, pointing them into your last logged in account while the program is closed. Think of it as freezing a platform like Steam in time and replacing the account block with a previously frozen account. Okay. And then unfreezing it. That's neat. So it doesn't ever log you out, basically. I mean, a little bit of a concern from a security standpoint, but convenient to say the least. You know? Which I know, I mean, honestly, if you have all this installed, are you really that concerned with security? Probably not. That's pretty cool, though. You just click the account. Oh, neat. I don't think I'd personally use this, but I'll start. Maybe, you never know. Sometimes you might run into something, you're like, what was that program that someone mentioned? I always like starring things like that. That way I can always go back through my stars and go, yeah, that's what I needed. It's made by a YouTuber. Must be good then. Well, I kind of prefer it though. Like if it's a very public and a popular YouTuber, they're more incentivized to make sure that the program's good and it stays up to date. Otherwise they get just tons of hate mail. So I know that from just building like Windows utility. There's times where I've like, okay, I got to take a break for like a month or two. And people are like, hey, what the hell? This is broken. Fix it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get back to it, fix it. So I do actually kind of like a lot of YouTuber driven projects because it forces you to kind of stay on top of it, where a lot of open source stuff, when it's just Joe Blow, a lot of times they abandon it and then you can't find where they went. They just got another job or they don't have time to do it anymore and it just kind of falls the wayside. So, you know, I was half joking, but really when I start to think about it, I'm like, yeah, it's probably a good thing. That's cool. Which YouTuber? Ah, okay. Oh yeah. Let's run the tweaks, I suppose. I think we did those, but let's load it up. Might as well. Let's do that just for completionist's sake. Let's close that. Close that. Close that. Close that. Ugh. This laptop's starting to get kind of dicey. All right. We got that. Drag this over. Powered on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the restore point should work. I mean, I did it last stream, so I'm pretty sure the restore point works. But like I said, it wasn't mentioned earlier. And we did do a PR at the very beginning of the stream that pushed, I think it was like two or three streams ago, we were messing around with the restore points, but it was left on the test branch as we were still kind of testing a few things. And I merged that at the start of the stream as well. So we did a lot of merges and pull requests too. Oh, long day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Oh, those are brutal, HGH. I've done many days like that, man. Oh, feel for you. Who was the YouTuber? Let's click.
What's up? My name's TechNova, here for Troubleshoot and
I've heard this guy before. it wasn't this video. I was watching something else. I remember him popping up in my feed, but I remember it being a good video. I'm not gonna probably watch that whole thing, but appreciate it. I was just curious of who it was, if I knew him or not. I don't know him personally, but I have seen him around. Oh, yeah. I'll definitely create a new testing branch. All right, let's do toolkit launch. IEX. And probably do something with that, but we could probably like launch that maximized. I don't know. It's an idea. Do some like dark theme. Seems to work pretty good. Let's just run the default tweaks. See what we get. Creating their store point. I'd say that this restore point's working, and I redid where it enters the script so it doesn't try to run any tweaks before the restore point's finished. So as soon as the restore point's done, it should run all the tweaks. And solid. That's what we want. Done. Done deal. Perfect. So you'll see that all the tasks are still going. And we're still getting a lot of utilization. Let's see what a little restart should speed up this little tiny VM we have going on. And then we'll wipe it down. Let's go ahead and create that test branch while this boots back up too. Let's go Winutil. Go branch, new branch, test 2023-08. We'll just go ahead and date it for tomorrow. I'm not going to do another PR tonight. I think we've established everything's fixed. It's in a lot better place than we started for the day. Just take the wins where you can. I forget to ask, did you add the connection modification to GP edit for Windows? If it's not already a part of the mods. I don't think I did. I need to. Are you talking about changing Windows Home so you can do GPOs in it? So it actually enforces group policy? So I think I need to make that change. Yeah. If so, I do. I think I made an article about it not too long ago about modifying a Windows Home to do group policy. Anyways, that does work. Yeah, QoS. What do we got for performance? Utilization. I mean, processes are down at least 67 processes. That utilization, though, what the hell is my computer doing? That only shows 4%. Oh, okay. I guess it was hitting something at the beginning. It's hard to say sometimes what the hell is doing in the background. That looks good though. Solid. Yeah, some of the pictures are dated. I need to change it up a bit. do a dark light mode, change up some of that, because yeah, I mean, it's kind of wild thinking back to where the tool started from and where it's at now. It's so wild. Yeah. It'll just keep hammering away. Like, I'm excited. Like, it's been 3 years now that we've developed it. And, you know, with everybody, you know, keep contributing and all that, man, I mean, I think it's just going to keep going for, well, through Windows 12 and onward. So I don't see them getting rid of PowerShell anytime soon. And the fact that I'm kind of future-proofing it, especially with like a lot of the .NET and some of the C# stuff I'm doing on the back end, which we haven't really hit too much for the last month or two. I really just wanted to get the PowerShell really squared away, especially with more people using it, which is in a pretty good spot right now. Let's take a look. I think we did issue... Oh, where was it? That was fixed in the last commit. I believe that's in there now. That was added. That was actually a PR someone else did. Let's double check. Snappy driver origin tool. Utilities, snappy driver. Okay, yeah, it's there. We're just gonna say added. Perfect. Just toss that in the done pile. Can't reinstall Edge. I think we still got to modify fix Edge being managed by our organization. This is more of updating some of the code because Git WMI objects deprecated, and when you switch those over to CMI instances, and then probably the next thing I really want to work on too is a fallback to chocolatey when Winget inevitably screws up, because that does happen. And removing OneDrive, that's been asked a lot, so I probably push that to the forefront too. The rest of these are pretty low priority. Yeah. See anything there's like, ooh, have to have. Disable fast boot. I actually think I fixed that, and I actually think I already made that change as well. We also need to go back through. I've already done some of the undo tweaks, make sure that was good, but there's still some stragglers. I think that's going to be ongoing though. That's pretty good. Is there a way to send this picture? You could just do like Imager or ix.io, or just copy paste the text. All those work for me, gaming. Yeah, Beaver, I think we have that change happening now. The uninstall Edge tool, I think 2 weeks ago now, we were really going hard on it, and it's a lot better. A lot better. All right, let's see. Chocolate art install, blah, blah, blah. The term enable computer is not recognized by name, command, script, or file. You know what it is, gaming? Do you have a debloated version of Windows where you've stripped out System Restore? Here's a good way to check. Some versions, when people run a lot of other tools and they strip out System Restore to like, it happens with Tiny 11, it happens with like Atlas OS, Revy. That's why I don't really recommend those products that much, because they strip out a lot of stuff in Windows. And some of that stuff is actually kind of needed. So let's go to systemdm.cpl down here. This is the command you want to run. This opens up the old system properties. Go to System Protect tab. If you don't have a System Protect tab, You literally deleted system restore. And I would check to see if this is even on. I'd be curious to see what it is, because enable computer restore is a default setting. You could easily check to see if that's there, because if you just go enable computer restore. Yeah. And yeah, you can see that does work. But if you're getting invalid command prompt, that tells me a modified version of Windows where it deleted it, probably. Am I the only one in chat programs? Sim intrinsics? I don't know what that is. Sim intrinsics. What? I am going down a rabbit hole here. CPU on this laptop is a 12th gen i7, I think. I think we looked at it earlier. We got system. Yeah. It's a i7 12700 is the Tuxedo laptop. I reviewed that in December, mainly just so I have a really good portable laptop. The old K-Focus I had was a beast. It had a 2080 Super, but dude, the battery on that thing lasted like 2 or 3 hours with everything loaded up. So not great battery life when rocking that monster GPU in there, but really nice to have. So I have that laptop. Honestly, I could just pack both laptops and use one for recording and then reboot into the other one. That'd be cool. Although, yeah, oh gosh, ingesting all that video into the other laptop would be a pain. Never mind. It's best just to stream it all on one. I'll just get a better laptop. Hopefully something big comes out this year. I'll probably switch over to it. What do you think about framework laptops and their mission to build? I think that's amazing. Like, modular laptop should be a thing. Like, I miss the days. It used to be a lot more modular. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of Linux nerds love the ThinkPad, the IBM ThinkPads, because you could change the CPU, you could change the memory, you could change, you could flash the firmware on a lot of them. You could do all kinds of really cool, hacky stuff to make it better. So I love the idea of bringing that back. It's definitely a neat thing. So I really hope Framework does well in their mission. And I hope they do well as a company, because I'd love to see that return. Am I ever going to make a Chris Dose? I would say maybe not. It depends. I've been following that project. There's like, I really kind of want to use the ameliorated I can't spell. I think it was ameliorated.io. Ameliorate. Oh, geez. Google, just give me the closest thing. All right, we're close. We're close. There we go. I really wanted to use this guy, so I made a video kind of going over his tool, the AME Wizard, and watching that. But the main problem with it is Atlas OS and I think ReviOS, the playbooks and stuff on it. He was doing it like a pay-to-play kind of system. He's up to $50 a month now that he's making off of it, but not very much. And I know this is silly, and I really love the project, but the source code never has been updated. Like, he updates a part of it, but he doesn't share the GUI, and he never has expanded the CLI usage. So while you can load this into Visual Studio and compile it, you're like, I have no idea what the usage is, because there's not even a help command to even specify the usage, or even manual. So I get why he does that, but at the same time, I'm like, ah. So I would like to see him get more money, but also I kind of want him to finish out a CLI tool, because right now it's just too... I wouldn't want to be attached to the project just in case something happened. Just as a CYA on my part. Because anytime you do like a Windows ISO, man, I could see something bad happen. And I do like the fact that this guy is running like a verify server, verify playbook, so Joe Blow can't just modify my playbook and install viruses, and he would verify it. So, but it's like a chicken and egg scenario too. He kind of needs someone bigger to really leverage the platform, so he gets more donations. So it'd be neat. I'd love to do like a Titus playbook using his tool. I think it'd be cool, but I don't know. I don't know. I still want to see it mature a little more. Ooh, and it has protection? That's weird. So if it has protection, then it should be able to do the checkpoints and enable computer restore. You know, let's see, 1 second. So I'm using PowerShell here, but let's switch this over to like old PowerShell from Windows 10. Enable computer. Now that still works. Huh. I have no idea why you'd get an invalid command for that line. What happens when you just type in enable computer restore into your PowerShell? Does it still give you an invalid command? Because that should work. Oh, dude, it's almost 7 p.m. here. Okay. The GUI in Winutil, on what is it written? It's written in PowerShell using XAML. So everything you see in there is completely open. Like, you can change everything. There's nothing obfuscated. Everything is done. There's no library or external library that's pulled in. Everything comes from Windows PowerShell. So all of what you see is just PowerShell commands, and it just is written in that weird XAML language, which XAML designers are... I've never met one. So it's just me pounding around trying to figure it out, because there's just not very many good examples out there. So that's why it's kind of a unique project. Oh, it said everything you said? Well, it should, when you run the toolbox, it should just launch right in. That doesn't make sense. Oh, system restore. Well, it should enable it too, Lamb. Yeah, when you do enable computer restore, like C:, it should the script should automatically do it for you. So like all that that we showed, I was just troubleshooting with gaming. Yeah, so you should have that, and you can actually look at your system restore points too, just to see if you have one. And anytime you run it, Like, let's go here, system restore, go next. So you have this auto restore point, but if, let's say, you can see Windows installer module is there, but if we run a tweak on this system, it would change that. So let's just verify. I'm gonna delete all my restore points real fast. Don't do this. VSS admin. Oh, I can't remember. I think we can go VSS admin, delete shadows. I said dash all. Yeah. Hey, how about that? All right, cool. So now when we run system restore, let's say we run our toolbox. Great, we go to tweaks. Let's just say we run, we'll just do a disable telemetry. That'll take like 2 seconds. So it should create the system restore point right there. Once this is done, it should do all the telemetry tweaks. So bam, done. Okay, perfect. So then we can double check that we have that restore point. I had to delete those restore points, otherwise it won't create a new one because it already did one today. This is, Windows is like, hey, I'm not creating a ton of restore points and sucking up all your data. And you can see, system restore point created by Winutil on today's date at that time. So definitely working. Like I said, man, it better be working. We did like a 3-hour stream on that one. Yeah, and I don't know if you've run it since, but I mean, I did do that PR that merged that we did a couple streams ago into the branch, the main branch today. So just a couple hours ago is the very first time the new restore really took into effect for the mainstream. As I usually like to delay those big changes like that at least a week or two, just so we have a little bit more time to test. But everything's good now. The test branch doesn't have any commits on it. Everything's committed and merged. We're solid, so I'm gonna wrap this stream up, guys. It's been a long one today. I'll probably download this and just upload it raw to YouTube, just so people can go through it. I'll probably timestamp it still, though. I'll see if I can't. I don't know. Yeah, with the music in the background, I can't really chop it up like I normally do. Sad to say. Should have done like a recording or maybe a VOD track or something. I don't know. Anywho. Oh, okay. Well, let me know, man. Yeah, if you document it a little bit and just create an issue if it's still an issue, and then I can double check it on like a fresh Windows 10. But hey, it's great. Yeah, great to see it. See you in chat too, John. I usually do these on Tuesday, Thursday. I'll try and do some more later streams too. I do like the later streams. They seem a little bit more put together. I'm not great in the morning. I swear, I've gotten paid for 20 years working jobs, and from 10 to noon, all I did was drink coffee and eat snacks in their pantry. So I apologize to any current and past employers for you having to pay me for morning activities, because I don't think I did much. After looking at a lot of my code I do in the morning, I'm like, wow. Yeah, so great. All right, y'all, take it easy. I'll see you guys probably not Thursdays. I'm gonna be traveling again. I'll be back home though, and next week we'll resume. Everything will be normal. I'll be back in the regular studio. I won't have to deal with the more janky setup. I might get a stream in. No, I won't get a stream in tomorrow. I'm touring a company, so that'll be fun. So with that, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.